Thoughts on this evening now?
Well, we've been well beaten. Out-battled, out-fought, out-thought. Tividale had just too much know-how for us. Something that I've been saying to our lads for a number of weeks now, even though we've been doing really well. Results have been good. We lack a little bit of know-how, but they, from first minute to last, really, I thought Tividale showed more desire, more hunger to win the football match, and they've got lads in their side that do the basics right. Not very pretty, but they do the basics right. And it starts with the front two. Their front two have hunted down every ball into a channel. Preyed on any little mistake that we've made, and it spreads throughout the team. A fair play to them. They fully deserve their victory tonight. They have outworked us, outfought us, and outthought us.
The two changes they made from Saturday, bringing in Botfield and Karl Edwards up front, seemed to strengthen them immeasurably, particularly Edwards. I mean, we know Karl's been around the block, but anyone that can still find the net like him has got to be an asset.
Yeah, I mean, Karl scores goals at the level, and he always has done. His experience, and we knew he'd probably come into tonight's team. Botfield, I had at Rushall. I know what he's about. He's come out of the pro game. He's a young boy, but he's a physical presence, and he, in terms of strength all over the pitch, they were too strong for us. I'm disappointed with some of our experienced players, really, in the side. They've been out-muscled tonight as well, and it's spread through our team. I thought, we got to half-time at 1-0 and regrouped a little bit and got some information into the team second half. I mean, we've had a couple of good chances. Kopi's chance first half, if that goes in, gives you a bit of a lift, and then right on 5 minutes into the second half, Kopi's in again, should score, 1-1, and then the second and third goal are a catalogue of errors. But they're errors made by Tividale having more desire than us. A tackle on the edge of the box, to go through, and it seemed like tonight every time we went into a tackle, Tividale player came out with the ball, and that created the second goal. The third goal, lack of communication, but the lack of communication is caused by a Tividale centre forward going and hunting down a lost cause.
And even when we were clearing balls, it just seemed
under-hitting everything.
But there were yellow shirts. Yeah. Every time they picked up a ball, they just swarmed forward. Look,
it took us to the 85th minute tonight to put a ball in behind their two centre halves, which I've been asking our players to do. First game last Saturday and tonight, put a ball in behind the full-backs and the two centre halves and get them turned and facing their own goal. Took us to the 85th minute. Ryan Winter went and closed the ball down, and we got a corner from it, and we got some territory, but the game's over. And we haven't done that all night, and Tividale have done it in both games, been more affected on their own patch. Just got us turned, pressed us, and chased lost causes. And this league, Gary, will be all about desire and work rate and effort and hunting down lost causes and making it difficult for the opposition. And we've done that the last few weeks. We did it last week today against Kidsgrove. We did it and did it really well, irrespective of the opposition. That's the way we should be playing, and we did it well, and we earned the right. We won the battle, and we earned the right to play football last Tuesday. We haven't done that tonight, and whether you're playing Tividale or Leek or whoever, top v bottom, if you don't do that part of the game well, you get beat, and you get beat well.
It's interesting that three sides that have beaten us this season have all been big physical units in terms of Leek. They seem to win the physical battle. Colville was the same. And these guys probably even the most physical out of all of them we've seen. But it's really effective against us, and is that something you obviously need to look at yourself?
Oh, massively. I know where we're at, but they do the basics right as well. The Tividale have got,
they played some good football at times, particularly once they got the third one. I mean, the pressure's off, isn't it?
But they've got through the battle, Gary, haven't they? They've done the horrible part of football, which teams have got to. Nobody likes doing it, but teams have got to do that. You've got to get through the horrible stuff to earn the right to play football, and we haven't done that tonight. Tividale have got some lumps down the spine on the side, they've got some 6-foot lads, and they're very strong and physical. We haven't got that yet, and I'm aware of where our shortfalls are. Like I said to you a few weeks ago, we're having to use a lot of youngsters. We've got one or two, I'm not making excuses, but we've got one or two knocks tonight with Levi, Smudger, Sam Griffiths not been able to play, and had to change the shape slightly, but we haven't got that physical presence yet. And I know what we need quickly. Got to get some players in quickly that can compete against sides like this. You have to be able to stand up to it physically, and we haven't done that. And we need a couple of bodies in, whether they're experienced, whether they're just that type of player, you know, whether they're young or experienced, that type of player that is, you know, is willing to stand up and do the physical side of it first.
Moving on to Saturday.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we can bounce straight back with a league game at home. They've always been a physical side, Stocksbridge, particularly normally the two centre backs are giants. But you can get behind them.
Yeah, you can.
So, have you obviously, thinking about Saturday, we're likely to see any new faces by Saturday?
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, I'm hoping we've got a centre forward coming in on Thursday. Should sign on Thursday, and a wide left midfielder on Thursday. You know, I'm not going to divulge the information just yet because I want to make sure that.
They're here first.
Yeah, it's all done and dusted. So hopefully we'll have 2 players in, possibly 3, but I'm more hopeful of 2 coming in. And we do need some bodies into place. We've got moreover, we've got injuries at the minute, so we need some fresh faces around the place. And like I said to you last week, it's good to strengthen when we're doing reasonably well. But that's the kick up the backside we needed. I'm apologising to the fans now more than anything, because obviously they've travelled down in the numbers again to watch us tonight, and it's quite embarrassing really for me to sit here, and I'm not making excuses for players, but that's unacceptable. I've been in and around this level and the level above for 6 or 7 seasons now, and that's not my team in there. That doesn't mirror what I'm all about, what Nick Amos is all about, or Martin Brent's all about. That is unacceptable. To come to a place like this, whether we've got young boys or experienced players, we've got a mix. That type of performance in an FA Cup tie is unacceptable, and it'll be put right. And the players that don't buy into the way we're trying to do things will be moved on very, very quickly. But like I say, we've got to get some bodies in first.
But that's the other one. Just the last question today, when we were talking about this the other week about bringing new players in, you said because of the financial restraints at the club, if we bring people in, it does mean that when you bring people in, some people have to go out as well.
Definitely, it's got to happen. It's got to happen. We can't afford to be bringing a couple of 2 or 3 players in and carry on with the current squad that we've got. It'll be, if we bring a couple in Thursday, there'll be a couple of 2 or 3 moved on. It's just the way it is, and it's difficult with the way the finances are. We're competing in and around the area, with other sides that have got more financial clout than us. And I'm talking about sides at our level and the level below, to be honest. And again, that's not an excuse. It's money doesn't win you things, and money doesn't get you the best players.
It's the reality of the situation, though, isn't it?
But it does help. But it's not for the want of trying. I know where we're light, and I said to you when things were going well and we won the first 4, that were 3, possibly 4, possibly 5 after tonight, short in terms of what we need and where we need to be. And we've already gone after certain players that I think will strengthen us straight away. But a couple of the 2 or 3 of these players are coming from lower opposition in lower leagues, and we can't compete financially with them at the minute. So we've just got to be a little bit careful on where we're bringing in players just for the sake of it. I don't think that's pointless. I think if we're going to do that, we might as well work with the younger lads and try and make them better. But if we're doing that, we might have to go through a little bit of pain, like tonight. But I don't want the pain to last too long.
Yeah, neither do I. See you Saturday.
See you Saturday.
Yeah, thank you.
Cheers.